Central Asia, a region with countries you've never heard of. At least we didn't. We drove 30,000 kilometers in 6 months to discover it all. This film will make you want to pack your bags and go tomorrow. This is Louie and the Rover in Central Asia. This is us. 6 months ago, we got married and started traveling the world full-time with our Land Rover Defender and Labrador Louie. Starting beginning of May, we drove more than 30,000 kilometers in 6 months in an epic adventure through Central Asia. And here you see us on our last day of our adventure, back in Turkey. Dirty, tired and still cold, but all our expectations were exceeded by far. We entered a world we never knew existed. Welcome to Turkey!
Welcome to Turkey!
In Turkiye, we drove from the west all the way to the east. We now felt like we really left Europe behind, in a positive way. Vibrant towns everywhere.
So I got my lunch. And it is?
And here we discovered that Turkish food is
Looks
one
awesome.
of the best in the world. We first drove to the Mediterranean coast and found a beautiful place to sleep. Here, Louie and ourselves could relax for a bit after all those kilometers of driving. We continued our journey to a very special place. This is Pamukkale, meaning Cotton Castle. Terraces of mineral water more than thousands years old. We found a place to sleep next to the spectacle. And the next morning, this was our view. We drove in the direction of Ankara, to the Rainbow Mountains. This is the beautiful thing of Turkey. You can have beautiful beaches, snowy mountains, but also this.
Okay, so we got a little problem here. So we found out that our left shock absorber broke, and there's two options now: or we get all the shock absorbers and suspensions replaced. That can be done on Monday because we're going to a Land Rover garage and they can send it in from Europe. Or we get it welded. So we're now contacting our Turkish Land Rover garage friend. Yeah, we'll see.
You will never be left helpless here. The Turkish people are one of the most friendly and hospitable people in the world. Everything was repaired quick and professionally. And luckily we could still experience this at Cappadocia.
Driving to the coast again, but we have to cross the Taurus Mountains. There's still a lot of snow we see in the distance, so we'll have to see how far we come.
Before we went to Turkiye, we knew about the beaches, but we were totally surprised by all the beautiful mountains. Especially the Taurus Mountains amazed us. In Cappadocia, we met other Overlanders, Paul and Lidi. We decided to hang out with them for a day, not knowing yet that we would end up spending months together. And this film will show you why. Adiyaman was hit by a great earthquake in 2023. We didn't plan to come here. More than 50,000 people were killed. And again, we experienced the greatness of the Turkish people. Always friendly, always interested, and always welcoming. And heard all their touching stories and memories from that horrific day. We were welcomed for lunch, invited in kitchens, and touched by their positivity. Then we drove through the Camellia Stone Road, a road through a canyon with more than 38 tunnels. We found out it was not as dangerous as people said, but it was really beautiful. Now we arrived in Georgia, where we spent more than 4 weeks to explore the high mountains and this special national park.
Official border permit. We're allowed to go. So because it's so close to the border with Azerbaijan, you need a permit from the border police. It's quite a hassle, but it's really hot. Let's go.
Let's go.
Fuel up. And then we have to go.
Vaslovani National Park. A park that feels like Africa. A place where gazelles, bears, and even leopards used to roam freely. But this was the first time the heat was really interrupting with our fun. So we had to travel slowly. Relax during the day and move early in the morning. We repeated this for multiple days. This national park is really something special. And at the other side of the country, you have the high mountains of the Caucasus. We met with Paul and Lydia again and partied with the locals. Dancing and drinking, these are the unexpected moments you will have while traveling. And after a late night, sunrise on a mountain peak. For weeks, we drove through all the mountain villages, driving off-road as much as possible and finding the most spectacular campsites. But we have to be honest, traveling for so long is not only fun. It can get you quite exhausted. All the new experiences and sleeping in a different place every night can take its toll. So we decided to relax and hit the pause button, because we had a big adventure ahead.
We gaan lekker een bordje eten. Before we continue, we would love to thank our partner Holafly. With Holafly eSIM, you don't have the hassle of finding a local SIM card at the border.
It's very easy to install and you get unlimited data for more than 100 destinations, including those we visited. We were a bit nervous for this. Together with Paul and Lidi, we had to cross 700 kilometers of Russia to get to Kazakhstan.
Okay, so welcome to Russia, Orla.
Welcome to Russia.
Welcome to Russia. We're finally here. And we left 4 o'clock in the morning and it's now exactly 10 o'clock in the morning. So it took about 6 hours. And to be honest, it was much more smooth than I ever expected. The military and the border guards were really friendly. They helped us with a lot of things, and it was just the paperwork what cost us a lot of time. But yes, it was much more easy than I ever expected. You?
Yeah, same.
And now we're driving to Grozny in or Chechnya or Dagestan, and we're trying to find a hotel, sleep, and then tomorrow we will continue to Kazakhstan. Nice, excited.
All the geopolitics aside, we had a really great experience. Everyone was friendly, welcoming, and interested. We slept at this hotel in Grozny. And the next day, we drove the final part. Crossing the Volga River.
Polo, give me a summary of today.
10 hours drive?
12?
10.
10?
I think 10.
Okay.
With the time change it's a little bit complicated, but we have found the perfect campsite before the border. A lot of roads and now chill time with friends.
Like a whole day of driving, I just find it pretty...
Like he hasn't done it all day.
And off we go, almost in Kazakhstan. A smooth border crossing, and now we have to drive 4,000 kilometers through the steppes of Kazakhstan.
Welcome to Kazakhstan! Woo!
We didn't look forward to this part. Long drives on never-ending roads. But we still had a lot of fun in the steppes. Patrick could even learn a new profession.
What? We need to do a few jobs. No. You?
No.
What?
And then, after 8 days of driving 10 hours a day, we reached Baikonur, the famous cosmodrome. And on day 9, when Patrick almost went crazy, Almaty. We rented a big house here, chilling and car maintenance.
So Polo, what's the problem?
Universal joint.
Really bad, huh?
So this is the problem.
And it all?
Every time the engine sends power, this is moving and create vibration and squeaking and everything. So we changed the U-joint. Pop shaft is good.
And all this happened yesterday when we
Talked about it.
talked about it and got the oil and all the other shit. All out now, the U-joint, and you see here is totally worn out.
We decided to give Paul and Lidi some rest from Patrick, so we parted ways for a few days.
Yes.
A very special national park was our next destination, Altyn Emel. We got all the permits we needed, and drove into this immensely big national park. You're not allowed to camp wild in this park, so we camped at the ranger station. Louis was really interested in all the wildlife here. Louis! The next morning we went to visit the Singing Dunes. They are one of the 7 natural wonders of Kazakhstan. And we can totally understand why. And if you're here, you will hear it too. More than 150 kilometers away, in the same national park, we found the Aktau Mountains. It was really hot, so we decided to first set up camp and wait for the sun to set. The sun was slowly moving towards the horizon. We could live again and enjoy the golden hour views. We searched for a cooler area, a place near a river where we could cool off for a bit. And then we warmed up again in a Russian sauna.
Welcome in the Russian sauna.
Вадим, помашите.
Ooh, it's hot.
Супер.
Юрий Гагарин, Советский Союз!
Yeah, go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Where we made new friends. This is so cool about overlanding. Meeting people from other countries but with the same passion. They invited us for lunch and dressed up Patrick, so he finally looks cool.
Yes. Сейчас. Сейчас. Now it's getting on.
They also showed us the best off-road route in the area.
It was really nice.
Yes, you too. So why not try this route? But we couldn't do this alone, so we invited some other legends, and Louis was really excited. But he had to wait one more night. And then the best days of his whole overland trip began. He could finally meet Flo. He was so happy and proud he had such a cool friend like her. And meet Charlotte and Ken from off the main road. These legends are driving all the way from Belgium to Southeast Asia. And together we are going to tackle a serious off-road route.
What's happening?
The first
You're
obstacle
afraid?
was already a real serious one. See how our defender tilts. The fort was much heavier and top weight, and the stones under it moved. We had to be really careful. These vehicles are also our homes. So we decided to do it safely and use the winch. Luckily, everything went well and we could enjoy the breathtaking views of the Kazakh mountains before entering Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is the country we spent the most time, almost 7 weeks. I think we drove every off-road route in the country. Here are Paul and Lydia again. We started with a route close to the Chinese border to find a natural hot spring.
Do you want to eat the butter?
We need to do it again.
Yes.
Good?
Yes.
Really good. Thing to eat? No.
This is the camping life.
Yes. This is the lifestyle.
These mountain peaks are over 6,000 meters high. We continued with our mission, and we found it, the hot spring. Ready to relax the rest of the day. But unfortunately, the water was so hot we couldn't stay in it for 10 seconds.
It's hot, man! Holy shit!
The mountain roads in Kyrgyzstan are next level. It gives you the feeling of ultimate freedom. And then we reached one of the highest points we've ever been with a car. 3,800 meters. Glaciers all around us. And then we were stupid enough to sleep at the foot of a glacier. It was a beautiful sight, but also a cold one. It is in the beginning of August and it started snowing. Sleeping in a rooftop tent with -5 is not the most fun.
Okay, so Paul, the plan for today is to?
Go to Karasai, 50k dirt road. But first we need to start the car.
Yes, and what are we gonna find at the end of this road?
It's the most beautiful campsite of Kyrgyzstan.
Ever, right?
Yes.
That's what we've been told actually.
We have big expectations. Yeah, let's try.
All right, let's try to get the car started.
It's coming.
There is less oxygen in the air, so this gives the vehicles a hard time.
Perfect, 5 cylinders.
We continued our journey to find the most beautiful campsite.
So, or is this the most beautiful ever?
Yes.
10 out of 10?
10, 11 out of 10.
Yes, totally. We are not disappointed. Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. We made it.
This is 4,000 meters.
Yes, sir. We did it.
The highest I've ever been with a car.
Me too, same. Yeah. That's insane. They do well.
They did.
River crossing after river crossing brought us further into the mountains. We woke up early for golden hour. Paul and Liddy slept in. We went to visit one of the most beautiful places of Kyrgyzstan, Kolsu. And look at this. Louis enjoyed it. This is insane. Can we go even higher? Yes, we can. Lenin Peak is a staggering 7,200 meters. And look at this view. If you really want to drive on top of the world, you have to drive the Pamir Highway. So we did a 3 weeks adventure through Tajikistan. On average, you will drive at 4,000 meters height.
So we are at 4,666 meters. Insane. This is so high, almost 5K. Woo! Woo!
If you are looking for remote places, this is it. So much beauty and nobody around. Paul and Lydie are still here, by the way. We wanted to visit an old USSR observatory. This observatory was for researching the sun, and we can understand why it's here. Here we also made new friends from France. And they let us use their electrical mountain bikes. How cool is this? But we needed more adventure.
So we are continuing our multiple day off-road route, and there it's really close. It's the Afghan border, and we're going to Zurgul National Park. We have the permit, we have everything. We have 2 days to spend there. Yeah, really excited. We don't know what to expect, so let's go.
This is the most remote place we've ever been. Not a good idea to go here on your own. An off-road route that takes around 2 to 3 days. Enough place to camp, but it was really cold. Even the river next to us froze overnight. This is Afghanistan. And this is Paul trying new things. Like we said, don't go here alone.
What's happening? We got stuck.
Yeah, but stuck in the swamp spot?
The big defender was fully stuck in the swamp.
Oh, get out.
Okay, you need a lot of power.
This is small and this is very big. And it will be there. We will break it and I will not be able to put it back.
Someone stole our pin from our winch. Yes, so we have to figure something out like this. So
Maybe with
bush
your
mechanics.
shaft circle, we just do something around here.
Yeah,
Or just
like a
from
tie
here.
rip.
Oh yeah, like here.
Yeah, like a tie rip.
Okay, Lily.
Our little defender had to work really hard. and we had to watch out not getting stuck ourselves. But here they go.
With the wind, like my starling.
It's full of mud, maybe you don't see that.
True, true.
So this river, at the other side of the river is Afghanistan. So if we want, we can just cross the river and we're in a new country. So cool. Huh, Louis?
This is another planet, one of the most beautiful places we've been.
Almost done with the Pamir. We're now busy for more than 2 weeks. We're really dirty, tired. It was a long drive, but we're almost in Dushanbe in our hotel.
What's happening?
Yeah, so I was doing things at the car, and then 4 guys randomly came to me and they were really interested in the car and what we're doing and what we thought about Tajikistan. And then they asked, do you want to go out and lunch? And I thought, okay, let's be spontaneous. And so I said yes. So I'm going to be picked up in a few moments and then we'll see what happens. So hello, my friend.
Hello,
Where are we going?
welcome to Tajikistan.
Yes, thank you. Where are we going?
Plof,
Plof? Eating plof, alright.
Again, the best memories come from the people you meet.
This is the place where we're gonna eat plof. Really nice. So the osh was really nice, thank you. And now we're going to the museum.
Welcome.
Alright, let's go.
We learned that most people have good intentions. So saying yes more often leads to these kind of moments. All day they took care of Patrick. Food, museums and tour guides. This is how special the people in Central Asia are. But we had to continue since it was late September and winter was coming. We had to cross 2,000 kilometers of steppes in Uzbekistan.
So what are we gonna do?
Sunset guided tour through Samarkand.
Yes, with Paul and Liddy. Let's go!
But luckily, the legendary city of Samarkand is on the way. We think this city is as beautiful as Rome. And now we will bring you to the most beautiful area of the whole trip. Mangistau, Kazakhstan. We never knew this existed. Millions of years ago, this was a sea, making it a really interesting area.
Beautiful, huh?
Insane.
Wow. You can see where
Biggest Louis.
Gaat goed, gaat goed.
En ging niet goed. A little bit of dust. Woo! Yep. Where does it remind you of?
Tatooine.
Star Wars, huh? You're Anakin Skywalker, man.
Yeah, but I don't like this. I don't like sand.
Oh, then you...
The one that will understand.
We drove further into the desert, and it only got more beautiful. This is real overlanding, driving these routes with good friends.
You like it here?
Speechless.
Yeah, that's right.
This is really the best place. We don't want to talk much now. Let the music and shots show you our favorite part of the whole trip. Enjoy the upcoming few minutes.
So we're driving to the border with Russia, and tomorrow we will do the Russia crossing. It will take around 8 or 9 hours, and then we're back in Georgia and heading back to Europe for a really exciting new project, huh, Or? So a lot of things to do, and we will keep you updated.
So, here we are in Turkiye again, after 6 months of adventure. An adventure of a lifetime, but definitely not our last adventure.
All right, is it on? Yes. All right, we're in Turkey again.
Finally.
After 6 months, huh? We're back in Turkey.
Start op je lippen en op je tanden.
All right. All right, is it on? It is on. All right, we're back in Turkey after 6 months. We're back in Turkey again. It was a hell of an adventure. And normally in our videos, there's not a lot of room for informative parts. So we thought in this long video, let's give you a little bit more background story. So we requested to you if you wanted to do this, and if you could send in all your questions. And we got a lot of questions, so we will try to answer them all about money, about our experiences, the lessons we learned, everything. All right. Yes?
Yes.
Let's hit it off.
Let's go.
First question.
The first question was, what was your general feeling of Central Asia?
Yeah, I don't think I had a lot of expectations because I didn't know a lot about the region, but it is so awesome. It is what I experienced the most was, for example, the people are insanely friendly and welcoming.
Yes, I agree.
Everyone you meet has a big smile on their face, waves to you if you drive, if you pass them. Also, for example, in traffic, people are really relaxed and they let you pass and they let you in between.
And they drive next to us and ask, hey, where are you from?
Yes, yeah, they're really interested, like, oh, where are you from? Welcome to Kyrgyzstan, welcome to Kazakhstan. They're really proud of their country. So the people are amazing, and especially the heartwarming, welcoming culture. I never expected that. And what I really loved about Central Asia, and I think that's one of the last places you can really experience this, is the remoteness.
Yeah.
You can really go somewhere for days, not seeing anyone. You have untouched nature. Yeah, and be honest, where in the world do you still have this?
Yeah.
So that's also the thing. And the diversity. You have desert, high mountains. What do we have seen more? Big lakes. Yeah, you have everything you can imagine. So yeah, that was my general feeling of the experience. I think for overlanding, it's heaven.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
All right.
Next question. To which country do you definitely want to go back?
I
know mine.
I know mine too. You start.
Okay, for me it's Kazakhstan.
And why?
I think it's such a big country that we spent a month there, but a month is not enough.
5 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks,
yeah.
but it's not enough to explore everything. We stayed quite long in the Almaty region, and even there we didn't explore everything that's to be explored.
No.
And I love Mangistau, and I would love to go back to the Altai Mountains.
Yeah, for me it's the same. It's Kazakhstan. I never expected it because I only knew Kazakhstan of Borat. Sorry for that. And but it is really developed. All the facilities are there.
Yeah.
You have great hotels. Every gas station is really luxurious. The roads in general are really good. Yeah, and you have so much to do there.
Yeah.
So Kazakhstan for me was also number one.
That was not the question. It was which country do you want to go back?
Okay, it was number one, and I would definitely go back because there's much more to do. Also in the north, we didn't have the time, so I want to go back there.
All right. Question number 3.
All right.
Did you ever feel unsafe?
No, in Central Asia, no, not threatened by the people. Maybe nature, because you're sometimes so remote.
Yeah.
But for me, that was not really an unsafe feeling. But no, I think there's not a lot of crime and stuff in Central Asia.
No, for me it was the same. I think the forces of nature, the wind and everything, that was for me sometimes the feeling of...
Yeah, and one time we had that we were standing next to the river and there came a lot of water. And the water level really raised really fast, so we had to move.
In the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, but I think there's not a lot of people also, so that also helps maybe.
What have you learned on this trip that will help you in your daily life?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Do you have an answer?
I think for me it's about resilience and I think the general feeling of we can fix it.
Yeah.
That no matter what happens, that there's always a solution and that we shouldn't worry too much about things that we don't have influence on. I mean, we lost a lot of stuff. Like for example, we lost our shovel, we lost...
A lot of things got broken.
Yeah, things get broken and we can always replace it or fix it, and I think that's the most valuable lesson.
Yeah, so I think in general all problems are fixable. Most problems are fixable, not all problems are fixable, but most problems are fixable.
And then, and the drone.
And the drone, yes, and I got a new drone in 5 days.
So I think that's the most important lesson, and I think the thing that we should practice more is that now we know that everything can be fixed, that we shouldn't worry too much if something happens.
Yeah.
You shouldn't stress too much about it, because sometimes we're still stressed and it's normal, but it's also maybe we can just have a bit of a lighter feeling. Then about what we needed in gear. Did we miss anything in our gear?
Well, for us personally, yes, but it's also like a luxury. I didn't miss anything that we couldn't continue. It was more ease of life, or how do you say it?
Yeah.
To make our life easier.
What was it?
It was a dual air compressor. Because we have a compressor, but it's really slow. So you have to deflate your tires a lot in Central Asia. And then we have to wait 1 hour because we have to inflate our tires again.
It takes about 8 minutes per tire.
Yeah, so you're 40 minutes, so that. Yeah. And I would love to have a different battery system, because we had a good battery system, but one of the cables died because it's not really made for it. We just run like a big external battery. But the cable broke, so now it has a hard time to charge, and you're really reliant on power. Yeah. So I would advise to have a good, how do you say it, reliable power source. What did we miss? Well, we can do a list of all the things we took. Maybe people can see what we had then.
Yeah.
What we miss.
I don't know. I didn't really miss any.
No, I think we were... I missed one thing, to be honest. Oh. I missed having a place to live.
Yeah, okay.
So,
but that's not something that we could have...
But as you know, we have a Defender 90. And the thing we really missed is having like a place to sit inside when the weather is not that good. So if you have like a camper or something, you're really lucky. It makes life easier, because that's the thing about overlanding, or like you have this dreamy, or how do you say it? You romanticize how it is, camping every night, but in reality there's always something. There are mosquitoes, there's wind, there's rain. Not to bitch about it, but then it's nice to have like a safe place to always sit and relax.
Yeah.
So that was what I miss in general. Yeah.
Okay. And then from all the gear that we took, what would we leave at home next time?
For our small Defender, well, we already had to be really picky at what we took. But I think we now have these 2 chairs, and you brought another one.
Yeah.
But we used it like twice, so I would leave that at home. And yeah, that's it, to be honest. Oh yeah, and maybe for the things we need, I was at the end really glad we had a winch.
Oh yeah.
So I don't say it's mandatory if you go to Central Asia. It also depends on what kind of off-roading you like and how remote you want to go. But it always gives us a safe feeling, and we used it quite a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't say it's mandatory, but maybe a safe feeling to have. Same for spare parts, but we will come later on that, right? All right, next question.
Money.
Money.
How much money did we spend?
Okay, I don't think I'm the correct person to answer because I have no idea, because I do nothing with money. You do everything. So maybe you can do a rough sketch of what we, maybe how much budget we started. Maybe just in general, not exact. Okay, so for 8 months of traveling, we had a budget for 27,000 euros from Amsterdam back to Amsterdam in 8 months.
Yeah.
So we did around 6 months Central Asia.
And I think we spent around, on average, for the whole trip, we spent around 90 euros per day.
Yes, yeah, I think
And that's
so.
including hotels, fuel,
Yeah,
food, insurance, what else? Dog food.
dog food, yes.
Um,
Eating somewhere in a restaurant.
But also our subscriptions, so Spotify, and I have an e-reader with a subscription for books.
Yeah.
Spare parts, maintenance.
Maintenance, yes, was also a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we thought before we left we would do less hotels, because in the end we still did a lot of hotels.
Yeah,
I think once a week, one night, once a week.
on average,
Yes.
But I think what we did mostly is every time we came to a big city, so Almaty, Bishkek, Osh, Dushanbe, Samarkand, we took a hotel, and most of the times we booked for one night, but then we realized one night is not enough.
No, in the
So
end you're always only rushing, but check in, check out. If you only do one night, we never had enough time, and we left more stressed than relaxed.
Yeah, so I think every 3 to 4 weeks we spent 2 nights in a hotel.
Yeah, yes, I think so. And that's also a thing, because we have a dog, of course, we don't have the position to choose of 100 hotels. So I think that's also why we ended up booking a little bit more expensive hotels, because most of the time we did something for 60 or 70 euros per night.
Yeah.
But you could also, like our friends Paul and Liddy, they did it for 20 or 30. And I think you can do even cheaper, but yeah, we just love to have a good hotel.
Yeah.
So I think 90 euros a day is kind of
Luxury.
yeah, because also I'm not really good with money. So if Orla sends me into the supermarket and I see a bottle of or Nutella, I don't look at the price, I just get it, because I don't know, I don't think about it. And then in the end it's like 11 euros.
And then I'm not happy.
Yes, but you don't have to do that. I think you can do it a lot cheaper than how we did it.
That's the next question. Where could you have saved money?
Yeah, we could have saved a lot of money with hotels and food. Because I go to the bakeries, I mean, we're now in Turkey 1 week, and every day I went for Lamakun, Pide, bakeries. Yeah, that's expensive. Yeah.
So, and I think also we did groceries at the big supermarkets.
Yeah.
But if you go into the bazaars, to the little markets and villages, you can also buy your groceries cheaper. But for us it was more convenient with Louis to just drive into a parking lot of a supermarket and not go into the center of the cities, into a busy bazaar with Louis. It was not.
Yeah. But I think you can easily do it with 60 or 70 or something. Yeah, I think it also depends on the countries and how long you stay there. For example, Kazakhstan, diesel price is 50 cents per liters in euros. Yeah, so that's for us it's like 30 euros for a full tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a joke.
In Europe, it's like 100 euros.
Yeah, so if you spend a lot of time in Kazakhstan, yeah, it's relatively cheap. If you spend a lot of time in Greece or in Turkey, yeah, of course it's more expensive. So yeah, that also depends.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Then about Louis.
Louis. Yeah, what is the question?
What was your experience traveling with a dog in Central Asia?
You want to enter it?
Okay. So my experience was really positive. We were worried that because most of the countries are Muslim countries that people would not accept him, but this was not the case at all. He was so welcomed everywhere. People wanted to pet him and cuddle with him. Even children coming up to the car and asking what's his name and speaking a little bit of English. So that was really fun. And even as we mentioned before, we found a lot of hotels that we could bring Louis into the room and he was welcomed. And even in, I think, 2 cities, they said, oh yeah, you can just leave him in the room, we will mind him, and that we could go into the center and explore a bit without Louis. I think that was really nice. Yeah,
and what was really helpful is where we started with, like for example Kyrgyzstan, there's so much nature, there's so much space. We would set up camp and Louis would just roam around by himself. Oh, he's a really easy dog, he always stays around the car, but he loves to sniff everywhere, and yeah, you could do everything there. Yeah. For dogs,
and
it's
also,
paradise.
In Turkey and in Georgia, we were worried about the shepherd dogs and the stray dogs.
Yes, you have to watch them.
But in Central Asia, we didn't find the same threat as we felt before.
No, and I think you have to separate. We are a little bit overprotected of Louis,
yeah, but
especially me.
Every dog owner.
I know.
Like
I don't think so, but we are. But there's a big difference, especially in Turkey and Georgia. Yeah. You have the real working shepherd dogs. They are massive. They have chains around their neck with spikes, and they have only one goal: to protect the herd. And I would really advise to keep your dog away from the big groups. And you have the stray dogs, and we could have been a little bit more relaxer with that. Yeah. Because we were also really scared of the street dogs, but now
most of the time they're scared themselves.
Yes, but for example, yesterday here in Turkey at the beach, there was one street dog, and yeah, he loved Louis, and it was really relaxed. But it's more in my mind, for example. Yeah, so mind in Turkey and Georgia, there are really big shepherd dogs, and yeah, those are totally different from the stray dogs that just walk around.
All right. What did you learn after 6 months traveling with a dog?
Well, I learned it's really fun, of course. It is insanely enjoyable if you see him swimming. Like here, he just runs around runs himself to the water, jumps in, and you really see him enjoying. But I also learned it is different with a dog. I mean, we have to be honest. Yeah, you have to think about it.
But what did you learn from
What did I learn? Well, yeah, that is a little bit more difficult traveling with your dog than not with your dog.
Yeah, you have an extra responsibility.
You have an extra responsibility, and we don't have air conditioning, so we have to plan a little bit more. We have to plan at the hotels. Yeah, so that's the thing I learned, that we have to mind it more. And I have learned for myself that I have to be.
Okay.
Sorry, the battery died. I spoke too long. Okay, we were at Louis.
Yeah. So the question was, how did we manage with dog food?
Yeah, because we thought it's gonna be a problem, but we noticed there are a lot of pet stores, even in Muslim countries, and we stick to one brand, Purina, and yeah, we found it everywhere. Huh?
Yeah.
Louis, now we're talking about food. You're coming here. And 1 or 2 times we ran out of dog food.
Yeah.
And we were not close to a city. And then we just made rice with rijst, with carrots and tuna. And the thing with Louis, he eats everything, so not really a big problem for him. But if you shop in the big cities, you will be fine.
Yeah. Then about the car.
Yeah.
Which spare parts did we bring?
Okay, we took a set for all the filters, oil, air, diesel, and a rotor. We took 2 U-joints, and yeah, that was it.
Do you need a 4x4 to go to Central Asia?
No. And we also met a lot of people in normal Sprinter vans, normal camper vans. So you definitely don't need a 4x4. I'm convinced you can do it in every vehicle. You can even... But
I think high clearance is nice to have because the roads conditions can be really bumpy.
Yes.
And
But if you don't have high... But like, for example, the normal roads, you can do it slower.
yeah.
So it takes more time. And of course, with a 4x4, you come to more places. You can go to a little bit more remote places. But yeah, that's not always the purpose, right? I think you can experience 90% with just a regular camper.
Yeah. But I think if you are looking for the adventure
Yes, and
that we did,
Of course.
then you need a 4x4.
Yes, for some extreme stuff, yes.
Then, about the adventure that we did, how did we plan our route?
Yeah, so we used a lot of off-road books from Uan Travel, Pistenku, and we're now also made our own off-road book, so you can check it out. We asked a lot of people, so if you have any questions, you can always send us a DM on Instagram or on YouTube. So just communicate with people who already did it, get inspired, and you will get a lot of information from locals. You will get in touch with them and they will tell you all the best spots around.
Yeah, but for planning the route, we relied on off-road books.
Yes,
the most.
off-road books and other travelers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I really like this question. How did we know that we were on the actual real Silk Route? We didn't.
No, I think we learned now. I thought the Silk Route was like one big line of, but it's like a mix of roads and it was never like one continuous thing. So it's more like, how do you say it? Yeah, it's more the countries, and we only did like 2 or 3 countries that were actually Silk Road. It was Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and probably Turkey. But for example, Kazakhstan was not part of the Silk Route. So I think it's a little bit like a romanticized term.
Yeah, it's more like a marketing
Yeah, it's
thing.
more like a marketing thing than that's really a route.
For
Like
us,
there's not like a sign you're on the Silk Route now. Nobody knows.
I saw one sign
In Armenia.
in Armenia, yeah.
But it's really fake what it exactly, and also like the historical people say it was not like an actual road. It was like more from point to point. It was not like a caravan of camels walking from Kazakhstan to Amsterdam.
No.
Oh, Amsterdam didn't even exist, but for example. So yeah, probably we were never on it. I think, yeah, this was it for 6 months. Now we will prepare for a new adventure because in our original plan, this was the end.
Yep.
But now we will continue for 1 year, yeah, for sure. And I think you have to remember, if everyone can do this if you want to do this. You don't have to be a superhero or really heroic. We are not heroic. We are a lot of stressed. How do you say it? We are afraid, but we also did it. You don't need a special car or like a 200,000 euros car. If you want to do it, just do it with what you have and you will have the best time ever. And don't over romanticize long-term traveling, because it will also get normal. It's freaking awesome to do, but you will also have bad days. You will also be grumpy. You will also be really happy, really sad. Yeah, it's just normal life. But you're always at nice places. Well, not always.
Thanks to everyone following our adventures. And in the next video, you will see us exploring the beautiful island of Sardinia. See you then.